Hey everyone, this is Travis with Repack Racing. I'm here with Justin Robinson. We've been talking about the Fort Ord 50 race that's coming up on September 14th. And Justin, thanks for registering, first of all, and thanks for being here with me to talk a little bit about the course. Much
Of course.
appreciated.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
No. I'm excited. I'm excited to be doing this event. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we're really glad to have you. Super excited that you were into it. Um, So how long have you been riding the I know you're in Santa Cruz, but how long have you been at least occasionally making the trek down to Fort Ord to ride those trails?
I mean, if you go back into ancient history, it's as long as Sea Otter has existed. I did the original Sea Otter race and did that for the first probably 20 years of its inception. And then after that, took a little hiatus. And subsequently, when I started coaching NICA with my daughter, we were down there fairly often because in Santa Cruz, when it got too sloppy early on in the season here in the trails, we'd go ride Fort Ord because it's so nice and sandy and a great place to ride in the winter. So it's been 30 plus years, 32, 35 years, something like that. Yeah, long time.
Yeah, so safe to say you're familiar with the area.
I am definitely familiar with it, and it's been wonderful to see it blossom over the years. As a cyclist and getting more access to all the trails that have opened up there and through the BLM land, it's a great resource.
Yeah, definitely connecting those two pieces of land up really made for a lot more flexibility in the riding. And I think what you're saying is that the course is resilient,
Yes, very
right?
much so. Yeah, it's amazing. It's all sand out there, it seems like, but yet it weathers the winter so well that you can ride there any time of year and have really good riding.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Well, you had a chance to check out the Forward 50 course. What did you think about that course overall?
I thought it was great. It's a really lovely blend of all the punchy climbs that they have out there and super good flowy single track with some drifty sand spots and doing one lap is like, oh, I got this. This is great. But when you start thinking of linking, I'm doing the 50 miler and start thinking of doing four laps together, it's going to be challenging for sure. All those climbs are going to take their toll, but hopefully all the fun in between keeps people's minds reeling to having a good time out there.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I agree. I think it's got some challenges, but it's definitely a good course for the distance. The Forward 50, so it doesn't just have the 50-mile option, it also has a 25 and a 75-mile option. So I see that you signed up for the 50-mile solo, which is the namesake of the event, the 50-mile Forward 50. So you pre-rode the course as we talked about. What did you think was your favorite trail that's part of this course?
That's a tough one. I do tend to like going downhill a lot and suffer through the climbs. I think I get confused. There's so many darn numbers out there, but I think it's Trail 49, maybe the descent back down to the road. Just a really fun, flowy single track. I love the deep sandy corners that kind of throw everybody for a loop and make you kind of set your weight back and float through. So yeah, it was probably that descent is probably my favorite coming down back down to the road. I think it's probably about midway through the lap. It's really fun.
Yeah, I think that's the drop from Lookout down to the road, and that's Trail
Correct.
49. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I love that trail. I don't know if you saw some of the footage we put out, but we actually did some of that trail. We got some footage by drone. So
Yeah, I
that
did
was
see
pretty
that.
awesome.
It's super cool. It's got that great combination of kind of exposure and then tree cover, and there's some good blind corners that come up on you real hot, yet it's just got a great flowy feel to it.
So awesome. Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite as well. All right. So one more question about Forward 50. We've got people that have seen the videos, they've been out there checking it out, or maybe this will be the first thing they've seen and they haven't heard about it until now. If someone's thinking about doing it and they haven't registered yet, what would you say? What would you say to encourage them to sign up?
I would say that it's just a super attainable course by any skill level, honestly. Like there's nothing out there that's too technical. The climbs aren't too difficult. As long as I'm sure part of the key is going to be nutrition and hydration, to be able to make it so anybody could get through that race. It's just a very attainable race, I think. There's nothing daunting about it. Plus, because it's a multi-lap format, you have the opportunity to get a decent feed from somebody potentially. And you get to know the course. Like you know, you do a lap and you're like, okay, I got this. And then you can look forward to different sections the next subsequent laps. And I just think that's a format that is very inviting to any skill level, which is really great. You don't have to be intimidated by it, and you're not going out on some death march in the middle of nowhere and wondering if you're going to make it. You know you can make it, and if you have a horrible day, you could bail out pretty easily too. But hopefully everybody can, persist through, and it's a good attainable course.
Yeah, awesome. I agree with everything that you said. One of the things about a multi-lap uh, endurance race is that it's a double-edged sword. You have that opportunity when you come through to refuel and do a check on your fluid levels. If you have some crew, you can switch out bottles, but you do also have to keep yourself in get in the mental game to get back on the trail and actually do another lap. So
Yeah,
it can be a challenge when you're getting out to that fourth lap. And
yeah,
preparation, as you say, is key.
it's good. The way I look at it with events like this is you're going to have the parts of course that are miserable, and you're like, oh man, here comes this climb again, I hate this climb. But you got to supplement that with the fun of the single track and the parts that you look forward to. And if you can mentally make that happy balance, you'll have a good time out there. And that's what kind of pushes me through those kinds of things when you're in the tough times of a multi-lap course, and you're not looking forward to certain portions. There's always portions you are looking forward to, and so you stick with the positives.
Good advice. Good advice. Yeah, I've done they used to have it used to be a Leadville qualifier actually, which was the barn burner in
Uh-huh.
Flagstaff.
Yeah.
And that's a 100-mile race, multi-lap, 25-mile laps, right? So you get at the end of lap 3 there, and you go, oh man, I got to go do this again. But what I found is this: if you start the lap, if you just start and you tell yourself, I'm going to start the lap. If I don't feel like it, I'll bail out.
Yeah.
My experience is once you start the lap, you're in. You're
You're
sold. You're
in.
not going to turn around. You're going to finish
Yeah.
it up. So that's another piece of advice for people that are going out on that next lap and aren't sure if they can do it. Start it, and I think that they'll do it. Okay, so that was the last question I had on Forward 50. But also, as we were discussing earlier, we do have the De La Vega Park Dirty Dela coming up on September 29th. And I just wanted to get your impressions on the De La Vega venue as for a cross country race format.
The Del Diego venue, it's super cool. I've never done the race. I'm going to see if I can make it on the 29th. It's I think of it more as almost like World Cup-esque. Like it's such tight racing. It's a much more compact circuit. But that provides for the same kind of spectating you get in a really good like cyclocross race or something like that, where you truly get to see people racing, and it's super open to spectating, which I think is a super good part of cycling, where some endurance formats are not conducive to that at all. And where De La Viega, it's this beautiful space in the redwoods and really cool little technical aspects to the trail, and it's a great venue for that.
Yeah, this will be our second race that we're having there because the response was fantastic for the first one. It's interesting that you said world class because after we did that first race, which was in June, I had several people, and those are the exact words they used, which was, "Man, I've never been here before, and that was a world class course." And
Yeah.
I agree. I couldn't believe that so few people had done that venue. And I'd done it. I'd done it. I think I did 3 times. I did I did the Western Collegiate finals
Yeah.
there where they have the
Yeah.
college
Yeah.
race, and I did that. So, okay, well, Justin, thanks very much for being here. I really appreciate your time. So, everybody out there watching, it is on September 24th, or sorry, September 14th, and you have the choice of doing 25, 50, or 75-mile distances, either solo or relay. And you do have to register. Registration closes on Wednesday at 3 p.m. That's the 11th. So make sure you get out there and register before that time. And Justin, thanks again. And this is Travis from Repack Racing. Hopefully, we'll see you guys all out there at the races. Take care.
Thanks, Travis.